In case you were wondering what lies behind those beautiful buildings, because my curiosity did make me wonder. You know, sometimes beauty can be skin deep, and so it can be true with buildings as much as it can with people. I decided let's just have a walk around to see what life is like for the locals living behind such beauty. Yeah, it's not exactly what you might expect. Not everything in the Art Nouveau district of Riga is as appealing as the front of the buildings on Alberta or Albert Ayala. God, I'm struggling to make an attempt at the pronunciation of that Latvian man's name. In the interests of balance, I thought I'd give you a little peep of behind the scenes, behind what lies in the one courtyard immediately behind Albert Ayala. And whether you're a man with short legs or a man with long legs, I think you're going to find the step up to this house a little bit tricky. It's all padlocked, that front door. I assume until somebody rebuilds the steps going up, it's going to remain that way. I'm not sure how far the Art Nouveau buildings extend down this street, or whether we've just seen a closely gathered collection of the fine work in this spot. I think that may well be the case looking around here. Pop back to the crossroads of Strelniaku Ayala and Alberta Ayala. We've seen this building, and we saw the building on the opposite corner, which wasn't quite as jaw-droppingly stunning, but interesting to point out, because I forgot to before, this is actually the Art Nouveau Centre in Riga. So if you're looking for an Art Nouveau museum experience, this is the place you want to come to. Afterward, you might like to pop across the road. Directly opposite is this establishment. Look at these lovely things in the window. You can go in and buy yourself an Art Nouveau themed trinket, some jewellery, lovely little zip bag there, €25 to give you an idea of prices. Or just for the memory, a very pretty Art Nouveau designed front to that box of matches. Can't see the price, but it's obviously going to be something relatively inexpensive compared to €25 for a wash bag. The establishment is called Art Nouveau Riga Jugendstille Pavilions. No, I can't translate it, but lots more inside. I'm being a bit intrusive, aren't I, filming like this? I would recommend popping over here after you've been in the Art Nouveau Centre to buy your souvenirs. And here's something useful if you want to send an Art Nouveau themed postcard. If you're somebody who still sends postcards when you're away on a holiday, here's a very convenient letterbox. Now, I have just had the experience of déjà vu. I just turned a corner, saw this figure and thought to myself, hello, I've been here before. I'm actually just on a sort of little island in the road on Gertrude's Ayala, because there's old St. Gertrude's Church right here on this island. And I must have been here on one of my first visits to Riga, when back then I wasn't shooting much in the way of video footage, just taking a lot of photographs. Who wouldn't when you're faced with so many beautiful things, such as the exterior of this building as well. Isn't that lovely? Just when you thought, oh, that's it then, that's all the Art Nouveau he's going to show us. Oh, there's this little gem facing opposite Old Gertrude's Church, which I have my back to at the moment, and I'll have to step back shortly, get across the road to a decent vantage point, hopefully without getting hit by traffic. We will see what St Gertrude's Church looks like. Surely it can't be as handsome as the building facing it on this corner here. But let's see, shall we? It's one of those tall Gothic constructions. Tall and spiky, all in red brick. Another nice looking building right there. Needs a little bit of a clean up and a paint job, but good looking building. There weren't that many decent looking buildings, to be honest, on Brivibas, so not that I could see from the bus yesterday anyway. Therefore, we'll say no to going in that direction out of town, and yes to coming back into town in this direction. If I'd wanted to turn left back there instead of right on Brivibas, then I could have visited the KGB building exposition. Not for me, thank you, but you might be interested. You'll find in all the Baltic countries there's a KGB building telling you about that grisly past. I think what I'll do is head back down here and take a look at the Nativity of Christ Cathedral, because that certainly looks like a striking building, doesn't it? Is the sun going to come out today, or are the clouds getting greyer and gathering? It's not forecast for rain, therefore hopefully we're going to stay dry. It's an attractive yellow and green building across the road there. Don't know what it is. It's a bit of an odd mishmash of styles, isn't it? And for an update on the church, well, that is what it is. It seems to be Orthodox. I don't know, that rounded dome speaks to me of something like Armenian. Is it Armenian Orthodox? I wonder. Oh well, if you know, you can tell me in the comments below. It does appear to me to be, I don't know, quite a clash of styles. But I'm no expert. Now I am here. Behind those trees is the Christ Cathedral. This statue here, which is a regular target for pigeons and seagulls, I guess. A bird poo totem. And who do we have? No, of course it's not Napoleon. It's another man we've encountered before. If you either remember watching the series of videos from Tartu in Estonia, in a park, I found a statue of a likely looking historical figure, and it turned out to be the very same General Field Marshal Prince Michael Barclay de Tolly. This was sculpted in 1913. Obviously, this chap was a Napoleonic War era figure, judging by his dates. 1761 to 1818. Don't remember much of his history. In fact, I don't remember any of his history. In truth, I'm not sure there was much history available back in Tartu, or I've just got a lousy memory. The presence is against me, and I have to yield to it, but I foresee, there's a fly in the way, calmer times coming, times judging more clearly on what happened, and this very times will render me justice. Off I take. My work, my monument stands here, a well-kept army, combat ready, rendering any enemy only an object of her will. Ah, fancied yourself a bit, didn't you, Michael? There's actually a lovely looking park, very colourful, lots of flowers out there as summer is upon us. If you wish to walk around the back of the Nativity of Christ Cathedral, I'm trying to just sneak a peek view from some angle or other where the trees don't obscure the architecture. And we've got a nice little view here, haven't we? Remarkably, as if by God's will, the sun comes out just to set off those gold domes nicely for our filming. That's convenient, isn't it? I am getting another feeling of deja vu about this place. My second deja vu moment of the day, because of the trees, and I'm pretty sure I ended up last time round like the fella who's gone over into the middle of the road over there to get the best possible view for taking still photographs. But I'm going to content myself with what I can see here. I don't want to intrude. And it says no filming, so I won't enter. I will just film the little alcove entrance here, which again is Art Nouveau style and very appealing, but I won't go any further than the sign because I really don't want to break the rules and don't want to cause offence to anybody. But I think you can see it's worth having a little nose, so I'm going to have a little nose. Well, I managed to have a little look-see, and it's a pretty interior. I would say if you're interested in Art Nouveau era or Art Nouveau style pictorial images of the saints and Jesus and Mary and iconography, then yeah, it's worth popping in to have a look inside the church if you're not going there for spiritual reasons. What I would say about the souvenir shop is a little bit on the pricey side. The one in Tallinn, considerably cheaper. Save your money if you want to buy little icons or anything else of that sort until you get to the Alexander Nevsky Orthodox Cathedral up on the top of Toompea in Tallinn, because this church here, or this cathedral I should say, pricey. That's my opinion for what it's worth. I'm now going to head down this way. There's this lovely park I mentioned, just around the back of the cathedral and also to the side here. Get another view of it, a more full view. seated statue down the end, I think, or maybe it's standing. Doesn't look that remarkable, so I think I can give it a miss. When you're on limited time, you do have to cut corners a little bit. If I was here in a more affordable time in Riga, then I would be having a look around in more detail at some of these points of interest. But yeah, I have to cut my cloth according to, no, cut my coat according to my cloth or something like that. I think that's how the saying goes. One full day in any city just isn't enough, of course. We can only get an impression. Come back to the Freedom Independence Monument, and in theory, over there should be the National Museum. Here we are. Latvian National Museum. Open from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Every day except Monday, when it's closed. It's rather sort of hidden away, really. Well, that was a little bit odd, you know, because I was filming and suddenly the camera just turned itself off, and it made me think, hang on, what's going on? Fault with the camera? Or has my battery run out? I was sure that I had actually redone the charging of the battery yesterday, but who knows, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I didn't do that after all. I'm not entirely sure that I did, but I'm fairly sure that I did. There's a very popular big Riga sign here, which people are queuing up to be photographed in front of. I won't, of course, because I'm on my own, so there's nobody in my social group to take a picture of me looking cheesy in front of the Riga sign. So I've got to do it all by myself. There was the recent Ice Hockey World Championships here last month, I think it was, so they've still got that sign up as well, and the mascot around the centre. But now, I think, cheesy selfie over, it's time to go inside, have that little snack, warm up a bit, and check out whether there's something wrong with my memory stick, my memory card inside the camera, or the battery. Hopefully it's not the mechanism of my cheap camera, because otherwise, I'll be screwed, as they say. Okay, 2 minutes and I'm in the hostel.